The term modernization is used to describe the dynamics by which modernity produced a new industrial and colonial world. Yet the construction of modernity produced untold suffering and misery for its victims, ranging from peasantry, proletarian, and artisans oppressed by capitalist industrialization. In the mind of some postmodern theorists, this is never highlighted by the grand or meta-narrative. Ridley Scott's film, Blade Runner, however, pushes the limit in terms of predicting what the future may look like after the modern era. The film is set in Los Angeles, 2019, and depicts the city as an industrial wasteland, far from the sleek look that modernization is supposed to look like. These ideas force viewers to take a second look at the things that are presented in society as modernization. It places doubt on the grand narrative that technological advances are indeed for the greater good of society. The idea that replicants were built superior in strength and agility, and at least equal in intelligence to the engineers that created them, points to the possibility that human beings may be deemed obsolete if in fact these replicants are created. Blade Runner has pioneered this idea of robots and artificial intelligence being detrimental to human beings, and it has been used countlessly in other films as a result. Films like Ridley Scott's Prometheus, on the other hand, takes this concept to a whole new level by placing human beings in the position that Blade Runner places the replicants. This forces viewers to question why and for what purpose were human beings created. Another postmodern element of the film Prometheus was the blurring of the lines in terms of understanding and interpreting language, or what Wittgenstein calls the language game. This is demonstrated when the android David asks Holloway what he would do in order to achieve his goal, and Holloway responds,
Anything and everything.
Now, he didn't really mean any and everything. However, David took his words at face value and responded accordingly, hence bringing forth Wittgenstein's argument that it is useful to learn that when he says X, he really meant Y.
Meaning?
This language barrier is ever present in society as persons attempt to interpret what is said by politicians on social media or even in normal conversation with peers. Prometheus also predicts that in the future there would be technology that would be able to recall human dreams and memories by playing them back like video recordings. However, it never really explores how this technology was brought about or what is the basis of its operation, which is another trait of postmodernism. Blade Runner and Prometheus also present giant corporations as authority figures who are always up to something. Blade Runner was shot with film cameras, which were standard at the time. Artificial lights provided reflections, while miniature buildings allowed the special effects department to superimpose other images onto the same in order to get the desired result. This can be seen as Deckard flies through the city. Technology that was presented by Blade Runner back in 1982 and considered futuristic can now be seen as part of everyday life in 2017 with the use of Skype, WhatsApp, and even Facebook. In 2012, when Prometheus was released, technology had advanced way beyond the days of Blade Runner as it relates to filmmaking. Therefore, Prometheus was filmed by using not just digital cameras, but digital 3D cameras. There was also a lot of computer-generated imagery developed in order to achieve the desired result. The use of 3D mapping programs also allowed visual effects to be added into scenes seamlessly, even as the camera moved around. Prometheus also highlighted robotics and artificial intelligence, and in order to make the film, there was some robotics done. This can be seen as David is decapitated within the final moments of the film. When considering all the different aspects of postmodernism, it is difficult to label it as one thing or another. However, postmodern text exhibits certain characteristics that can be seen as nothing else but postmodernism at work, and these elements can be found in both Blade Runner and Prometheus. Blade Runner has blurred lines between real and simulated. It also shows skepticism towards meta-narratives by presenting a world of social decay, which is meant to show a reflection of the world after the modern era. Blade Runner has also been a pioneer in the sci-fi genre of film with its dark and gloomy imagery of the future, instead of the sleek and ultra-modern world presented by other classic Hollywood films. Blade Runner also presents a narrative with many unanswered questions, leaving it up to the viewers to come up with their own interpretation. With regards to Ridley Scott's Prometheus, the challenge towards global religious beliefs and science provide a platform in which postmodernism can exist. Prometheus also rejects all-encompassing rationality by providing the existence of technological advancements that rational thinkers would need evidence to support its claims. The film also discards the Darwinian theory without providing a concise alternative other than, "cause that is what I choose to believe." There is also a major contradiction as the protagonist seeks to find her maker, yet she wears a significant religious symbol around her neck, which she is very attached to for some reason. Language and how it is interpreted is also questioned within the film, which definitely raised questions to the viewer about the meaning behind conversations. Therefore, as a result of the overwhelming elements of postmodernism identified in both Blade Runner and Prometheus, it can be said that they are indeed postmodern texts.